Oh my god, it's so hot. I think I'm gonna have to go get an ice cream. But not until after I've told you about the news this week. The heat wave is with us, and even with a national flake shortage, one NHS trust decided to give its staff a present. North Bristol NHS Trust decided to treat its staff with free ice cream during the heat wave. I mean, they could have just come to theatre. We've got ventilated, cool theatres everywhere. I mean, just come in, spend some time, relax, chill out, then go back to work. That's how it works, right? I mean, it's never ever broken. The news has been well received, with lots of staff taking to social media to take pictures of their new ice cream. Of course, this will no doubt lead to headlines saying lazy NHS staff, sweating buckets, go get an ice cream and leave patients to die, or something like that. You know how it goes. You know how it goes. And that brings us to the big news this week. We're getting a pay rise. Well, maybe. Yesterday in the Houses of Parliament, Health Minister Helen Whatley was meant to deliver a speech that was going to announce a pay rise for NHS workers. But at the end of the speech, nothing happened, so people were wondering where the hell's it gone? It was then decided, true to form with this government, that actually a key policy announcement would be made during a press release where they don't necessarily have to get scrutinised, rather than actually doing it in Parliament, you know, kind of where they're meant to do the whole debate, answer questions and stuff like that thing. It's fine. I'm sure it's fine. I'm sure this is going to be absolutely fine. It's already been met with stern opposition from pretty much every trade union, including the BMA and Unison. The pay increase itself was 3% backdated to this April. You know, that happy time when we had much less COVID. You would have thought maybe they could offer it to, you know, I don't know, the previous April, you know, the whole year where everyone spent, you know, risking their lives. But hey, who am I? A simple man making a video. The devil is in the detail, of course, and this 3% increase would mean that overall a newly qualified nurse will be earning 3% less than one who started in 2010/2011 once you account for inflation. We're also looking for more detail on who exactly this covers, because obviously there are some NHS staff that are actually contracted out, like services, cleaning, all that kind of stuff. With regards to waiting lists, a few weeks ago the Royal College of Surgeons put out an action plan for England and surgical services that involved training more doctors, getting more beds, and doing something with nurses. No mention of ODPs in there in terms of their workforce. Hey, we'll do something. The interesting point they made was the increase in provision and regulation for surgical care practitioners, which clearly is supported by the Royal College of Surgeons. This is really interesting. Hopefully that means we're going to see an expanded number of roles of surgical care practitioners in the future, which means more clinical role expansion for ODPs. Hooray! Of course, that does mean we would then have to replace those ODPs with more trainees, which we don't have because we don't have capacity. Yeah, it's tough, you know. We'll figure it out. With regards to the ODP Workforce, Health Education England held a Southwest engagement event this week that was looking at different ways that ODPs could be involved in the workplace. We haven't got any details of the event yet. We will get that to you, but we're hoping that it was more than just endoscopy, maybe management. However, in terms of all that lost training time for surgeons, an interesting tool has been developed with regards to virtual reality. MSK Lab at Imperial College London have developed a virtual reality environment to teach total hip replacements. This technology is generally quite useful for things like laparoscopic surgery, but this is the first time they were testing it for a non-laparoscopic surgery. And their research actually found that VR-trained surgeons actually perform better than non-VR trained surgeons when performing a total hip arthroplasty on a donor body. This is great news, because it's not like we're going to be doing any elective work anytime soon, what with, you know, all the cancellations due to COVID. I also can't wait for the inevitable time when someone tries to find a consultant surgeon, only to walk in on him playing an epic game of Beat Saber. What are you doing? I'm practicing surgery. Leave me alone. I'll be there in 10 minutes. I've never played. I don't have an Oculus. I never play Beat Saber. I think that's what it's like. And lastly, in CODP news, there's a hint we might be getting a website. In a response to my question to Unison, we got a reply that said there are plans for something soon. There are plans for something soon. I mean, if that isn't something that every parent has said to their child when they definitely aren't getting something that they want, I don't know what is. But if it does happen, it'll be great news because it means the professional body of operating department practice that represents 14,000 people will finally have the same level of representation as a 15-year-old with a GoDaddy account. Cool. That's it for today. Catch us next week where we will have more operating theatre news, and listen out for the podcast. Hit like, hit subscribe, check all the buttons, and we'll see you next time. Bye!